Kyril number 33, linebacker for the UB football team. It all started when I was about 4 years old, maybe even younger. I was out there with my father. He coached the game as well. And I was just basically out there looking as like a little Pee-wee mascot type of person. A little bit older I got, the more I got a chance to play, the more I got a chance to, test out with the boys, everybody, and that's when I really fell in love with the game. I had a lot of fun with that at that level, and even growing to higher levels, to middle school, to high school, to college now, and I think that's where it all started. I went from St. Joe's Collegiate Institutes and played there for 2 years and made a lot of good friends, made a lot of good, connections. And from there, I ended up just switching over to Canisius, which were rival high schools. So that was very interesting going into like Canisius and playing there as well. It was also a time where I was able to see exactly what my niche was in the game of football. I knew I loved it, but I saw like where my niche was in the game and what was my strong points. And that's where I found out like being on defense, being the attacker, not too much of offense. I'm not all big offensive guy, but being that attacker or that aggressor, that was my niche, and I stuck with it. As I was coming from ECC, long story short, I had to get everything that I needed to get accomplished. And that was with my grades, with the person who I was. Coming from there, I was able to see myself and view myself as my own hindrance. So if anything I did wrong, then it would be on me.
So the Miami Redhawks on offense from their own 43-yard line. Hendricks to throw, pressure coming, and a sack. Off the edge, it was Kyril who beat the tackle and gets the Bulls' first sack of the game.
My average day will probably go from waking up around 4:30-ish, sometimes even 5 if I got lucky. We'd get on the bus, actually the train, which would shoot me down to another location so I can get on a bus to get here, just to get to my first class. And as I go through that, I went to go to practice from the frame of 1 to 6. I'll go to my night class after practice. Usually that's the case, and I would get home somewhere around like 11:30 and just do it all over the next day. Being in Buffalo, going from my high schools to my JUCO to University at Buffalo, it's been a blessing, honestly. I'm with my family. It doesn't get any better than this. It means a lot to be able to come to UB and play football and be able to play the sport that I've always loved and able to get a degree while doing it. And that's been something that's been stressed my entire life. With those two things put together, it's almost just like having your cake and then eating it too. It makes it that much more sweeter. Here is actually where I actually touch base on what I want to do or what I felt as if I wanted to do in the future. I want to try and get my PhD in clinical psychology. That's definitely my main goal, regardless of where my future take me. If it wasn't for UB offering me a scholarship, I quite frankly don't know where I would be. I can't even fathom the amount of opportunities that I've had thus far and how many I will have. With the amount of success that we've had with our donors and the amount of respect that I have for our donors, we wouldn't have the clothes that we have. I wouldn't have these pants. I wouldn't have this shirt. I wouldn't have, an opportunity to play here because I wouldn't have a scholarship. It's not enough that can be said about them because they are the foundation of the UB Bulls, UB athletics in general. So I'm very appreciative of them and look forward to even leaving and being able to try and be a donor if I can.